Do you often have trouble falling asleep? Or do you always sleep immediately on your bed? If these situations happen to you, it means that you are suffering from sleep debt. But you may ask, what is sleep debt? Let me introduce more in this video.
Regarding the definition of sleep debt, it means sleeping less than human body needs. The CDC recommends at least 7 to 8 hours of daily sleep. However, as the pace of life in modern society goes faster and people's lifestyles change rapidly, sleeping debt gradually becomes ubiquitous. Time spent sleeping has been reduced by around 5.5 million daily every 10 years. Survey on the living condition of Hong Kong youth also shows that the percentage of students affording sleep debt in Hong Kong primary school is 66.2%, and this figure reached 67.5% in middle school. Sleeping debt is not a small problem as people usually thought, and it may cause multiple catastrophic consequences. It may make you lack of concentration, make many occupational errors, as well as increasing your emotional instability. What's more, sleeping debt is stackable, meaning that if you regularly get less sleep than you should, you are going to have more sleep debt. Like what was mentioned, the reduction in people's sleep time is related to the lifestyle changes, and the main change in our lifestyle is the time and waste electronic devices using. In this video, it is going to focus on the sleep quality of university students in Hong Kong and try to prove electronic devices usage as the culprit affecting sleep quality. And in conclusion, suggestions will be given on how to change the situation.
In the following, we investigate sleep debt among students by questionnaires and interviews. In the questionnaire, 55 students in total have conducted the survey. The target respondents of the survey focused on university students. Their ages were around 18 years old or above. There were 27 females and 28 males who responded to the questionnaire. They were chosen based on using electronic devices before bed at night. We tried to post the link of a Google form on Instagram to contact and attract more students to collect the data during the pandemic. We aimed to know the habits of using electronic devices before bed at night among students. There were 11 questions in the survey for 55 respondents, and they used around 10 minutes to complete the survey. For the interview, there were 3 interviewees who recorded the interview. It was held indoors through Zoom meetings. We designed the interview questions based on the survey questions. Each interview holds around 3 minutes, and we took notes of the content. We also create some following questions for them and get well data of their current situation, such as describing their daily sleep, the reasons and the effect of sleep debt.
I think it's quite bad because I felt so tired and have no energy nearly every day, so I will easy to fall asleep anywhere and anytime.
I always sleep at midnight.
I think it is worse. I do think it is related to my daily habit. Before sleeping, I always use my phone all the time, like texting with my friends or playing games.
I use my phone before going to bed and I enjoy doing my work at nighttime.
I'm usually playing my games with my friends or alone during most of the time. I think I should put down my phone or maybe sleep in a dark environment directly.
Setting more alarm to wake me on time is better.
Maybe stop using my phone before going to bed, I think.
On the next part, we are going to show you the concluded results by different graphs.
According to the survey, we found that the majority of participants prefer to sleep 6 to 8 hours a day. Nearly a third of participants prefer to sleep 4 to 6 hours a day, which is not recommended. Only a tiny minority prefer more than 8 hours of sleep. Also, All the participants prefer to sleep after 12 a.m. and would like to use electronic devices before bed. This figure shows the participants' activities during the preceding hours of sleep. The most popular activity is watching YouTube, TikTok, etc., followed by online chatting, with just 6% difference between the third, which is playing video games. From this graph, most participants regard using electronic devices before bed as a reward after work. The choice of giving gratification and addiction share the same contribution to this question. Moreover, this one shows how the participants think using electronic devices before sleep influences sleeping quality. Half of the participants found it hard to fall asleep when they use electronic devices before bed, and hard to wake up in the next day. Only a tiny minority of people think using electronic devices helps them fall asleep better. In the Epworth Sleepiness Scale section, participants rated how likely they will doze off or fall asleep in 8 different situations. 0 stands for never dozing, while 3 means the highest chance of dozing. We found out that lying down to rest in the afternoon when circumstances permit carries the highest mean mark, 1.88, followed by sitting and reading, 1.65. On the other hand, sitting and talking to someone carries the lowest mean score, 0.76.
From the results, we can see that most of the university students have been greatly affected by the unhealthy usage of electronic devices. But how can electronic devices affect our sleep? To begin with, we have to tell you how light affects our body. The brightness, color, timing, duration of light exposure can have a big effect on our sleeping quality. Light can change our biological clock through light-sensitive cells in our retina. When light reaches those cells, we are able to see things. Those cells will also tell our brains that it is daytime or nighttime in order to set our sleep pattern.
Computer screens, TV screens, and other backlit electronic devices are light-emitting devices that have short wavelength enriched light. This kind of light can increase alertness during nighttime and suppress melatonin. Melatonin is a hormone produced at night. It controls the dark period of the dark light cycle, which means it can regulate the sleep-wake cycle and make us feel sleepy at night. However, LED devices suppress the produce of melatonin and delay sleep onset. Therefore, we may feel hard to fall asleep at night and have poor performance the next day due to the lack of sleep and poor sleep quality. To conclude our investigation in our video, students always use electronic devices before bedtime for various reasons. Always using electronic devices before bed influence their daily sleep and their daily lives. To improve and stop suffering from sleeping debt, calling on resisting dependence on electronic devices is unnecessary. Things like setting an alarm to remind them of sleeping time, or even avoiding electronic devices before bed if possible, can effectively change the quality of our sleep. In this case, university students would have a better life or accomplish the value of their life.